Salvete omnes. We continue our way through the Nāvigātiō Sancti Bendani Abbatis, the voyage of St. Brendan the Abbot. They have just had their incident on the island of Paul the Spiritual. They meet this man who is covered in, basically covered with his beard. He lives off the water of a fountain. And we continue on. Igitur Sanctus Brendanus cum suis fraterbus. Therefore, St. Brendan with his brothers, accepta benedictione viri Dei, having accepted a benediction of the man of God, and this refers to Paul the Spiritual, quae perunt navigare contra meridium per totum quadragesimae tempus, they began to sail towards the south for the whole time of Lent, quadragesimae there, Lent, et ferebatur huc atque iduc irorum navigula, and their ship was carried here and there. Et erat iris cibus tantum aquae, quam ceperunt ab insula viri Dei, and there was to them food of such water, which they had accepted from the island of the man of God. Pietriduum reficiendo sine ulla esurie et siti, through refreshing themselves of 3 days without other hunger or thirst, permanentes laeti omnes, remaining happy always. So recall, Paul the Spiritual lives off the water of this fountain. He doesn't need any food. So they also don't need food except for this water that they've taken. Tunc sicut praedixerat vir Dei, then, just as the man of God had said, venerunt ad insulam Prestini procuratores in sabbato sanctu, so they came to the island of the previous procurator. So Prestini there, the previous, is a bit of a false cognate, meaning you might see Prestini and be like, oh, it's the pristine procurator. It means previous here. In the Holy Sunday, Holy Sabbath, et ut venerunt ad portum, and currit idis obvium cum gaudio magnum, and when they had come to the harbor, he ran into their way with great joy, or great gladness. Omnes quae de navi levavit propiis brachiis, and he lifted each one out of the boat with his own hands. So this is reminiscent of the time that St. Brendan pulls them all into the boat with his own hands when they're trapped on the back of Iascōniō, who is swimming away. Per acto vero divino officio die sancti, so having carried out the divine office of the holy day, meaning they conducted a religious rite, apposuit quorum eis cinum, he placed dinner before them. Facto iam vespere, now having become evening, scenerunt naviculum, they ascended into the boat, et idem vir cum illis, and the same man with them. So now this mysterious procurator who's been helping them out is getting into the boat with them. Cum autem navigasent, statum invenerunt beruum in solito loco. So having sailed, they immediately found the beast in the usual location, or in his accustomed location. So this is, the Belluum is Iascōniō. So Iascōniō has a place that he typically dwells, and they find him right away. Et ibe laudes Deo cantaverunt toda nocte et missas mane. And there they sang praises to God for the whole night, and they sang masses in the morning. And here we get some indication of the character arc of Iascōniō. Iascōniō starts as this more chaotic character where they sing masses on his back thinking he's an island, but then when they light a fire to process meat, it bothers Iascōniō and he swims away. Whereas here, now this creature has like a customary location who they can find, and in fact, he's going to give them a ride. Finita vero missa, coepit Iascōniō ire in viam suum. So having the masses having been finished, Iascōniō began to go into his path, et omnes fratres qui cum sancto Brendano erant, quae perent clamare ad Dominum dicentes, and all the brothers who were with Saint Brendan began to shout to God, saying, Exaudi nos Deus salutaris noster, spes omnium finium terrae et in mari longe. So hear us, God our salvation, the hope of all the ends of the earth, and afar in the sea. Sanctus Brendanus confortabat suos deacons. So Saint Brendan comforted them, saying, Nolite formidare, do not fear, nihil enim vobis erit mali, so there will be nothing of evil to you, sed auditorium imminent itineris, but help of the imminent journey. Recto cursu beroa pervenit usque ad litus insulae avium. So with a straight course, the beast came unto the shore of the island of birds. Ibique demerati sunt, and there they dwelled, usque ad octavos Pentecoston, until the octaves of Pentecost. So Iascōniō gives them a ride to the island of birds, which is pretty nice. If you want more on that, I've explained what I think Iascōniō represents in a previous video, so I won't reiterate that here. But if you want a reiteration, go ahead and pause here and read the footnote. Or you could buy the book, which is linked to in the description, and then you'll have a paper copy. We move on. Transacto iam tempore solemnitatem. So having spent a time of solemnity, procurator qui cum iris erat dixit sancto Brendano, the procurator the procurator who was with them said to the holy Brendan, or to Saint Brendan, Ascendite Nāvigātiō et implete utres fonte isto. So ascend into the boat and fill water bags from this island, or from this font. Ero namque socius itineris vestera ista vice atque ducter. So I will be your associate of this trip, this time, or on this time, those are both in the ablative, atque ductor, and your leader. Sine me non poteritis invenire terram re promissionis sanctorum. Without me, you cannot find the promised land of the saints. So, some commentators suggest that the procurator represents Christ. I think this would be the clearest argument for that interpretation, because it says, without me, you can't find the promised land of the saints. He has to be with you in the boat in order to get there. Now, I'm not 100% sold that all of the procurators in the Nāvigātiō represent the same person. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But I think this line in particular does make it clear that there is an idea of like the necessity of divine grace and the presence of God being with you in order to attain into paradise. Basically, the idea of, Christianity isn't a mechanistic system of religious rites, although there certainly are, religious rites because it is a religion. But it's not mere mechanistic religiosity, because it's the divine God-man, Jesus Christ, who is the one who gives meaning to the religion and, in fact, brings us to paradise, to heaven. Ascendentibus autem navem, so having ascended into the boat, omnes aves qua in illa insula erant, quasi una voce dicebant, so all of the birds which were in that island were saying, like with one voice, Prosperam iter faciet vobis Deus salutarium nostrorum. So God, our Savior, or our salvation, plural genitive there, will make for you a prosperous trip. And recall, these birds in the paradise of birds are actually spirits which take the form of birds. And if you recall, they have like the magical musical wings that sound like bells, and they make bell noises and sing psalms and hymns all the time. They're able to see, they're in the presence of God. So anyhow, these birds These angels also see God as their salvation and bless these people, bless the monks on their way out. So they take off for their trip to the promised land of the saints, which is the next chapter that we'll be going through in the next video.